Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we'll discuss some of our favorite distilleries to visit. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guest, Nieters and Lenny Eckstein.
Hey gang, what's up?
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey, we're going to be talking about some of our favorite distilleries to visit. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, though, Von Nieters said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, sir?
Well, we were just recently out of town at the Jack Daniel's distillery, and not going to say where I stayed, but I have a question about a situation that I was in to see if any of you guys have ever been in this situation.
Okay.
So, the shower in the bathroom smelled like cleaning products, like super strong cleaning products.
Okay.
Not the best looking bathroom. Does that concern you more or less than, like, it not smelling like anything at all? Because, like, I feel like the fact that it smelled that intense of cleaning products, like, something happened.
Like someone shit themselves?
I don't know. The drain also didn't work that great, so...
Maybe a waffle stomp situation.
When you say cleaning products...
After eating peanuts.
Do you mean like Fabuloso?
Like bleach.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Maybe somebody chopped up a body in the bathtub or something.
Yeah, you had a scene happening.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I would be glad to know, at least I know that it's been cleaned. Because, like, if it's an older place and, like, it's a little dingy anyways, the smell of products lets me know at least they were in here recently. So I'd feel a little better about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, too. I think the cleaning products are good. There's a cleansing element to cleaning products, believe it or not.
There is.
I get what you're saying, neutral, but if there was something they were cleaning up in there, you can either smell the shit or a human body that was in there.
Blood.
Or you can smell cleaning products. I'm going to go with the cleaning products myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It just...
I would prefer...
felt like something was off.
I would prefer it to not smell like anything, like
yes.
you do in a normal room. But, if I had to pick gross or cleaning, I'm going to go cleaning every time.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially, like, the bathroom, I agree with all sentiments expressed. But what really gets me in a hotel room is when I look at the bed and the bedding, and I think, like, do I want to get into that same space as what might be bed bug ridden? Like, I don't know that. Like, I don't know. I follow like short-term rental groups, and I always see people posting photos of bed bugs. Never been in a bed with such bugs, but god damn, it's disgusting.
Right.
It seems terrifying. Like, I don't want any bugs, but I feel like those are worse than cockroaches almost. They're like,
yeah, I don't think cockroaches bite, do they?
No, you'll be fine with cockroaches. They're just freaky.
They're freaky. But the other ones are using you as a buffet. So while you're sleeping,
and they get in your like suitcase and clothes.
Sure, on your wiener.
Get
on your wiener. Yeah.
About it. It's like they stay hidden until you like crawl in, and then they're like, oh.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I don't like that. I don't like that either.
I've stayed in some pretty terrible hotels. There was one I stayed at in where was it? Browning, Montana, near Glacier National Park.
Okay.
The last goddamn place that we could find rooms at. Nowhere else had rooms, and it's called Dancing Bear. I don't recommend it, but we never looked at the reviews, and it was fucking awful. But when we later that night looked at the reviews, somebody wrote a review and stated, they're like, the town is terrible, the hotel is terrible. It looks like they could film an episode of The Walking Dead here. And they were spot on. That is exactly what it felt. It was fucking awful.
That was a bad one, though. Yeah.
I wish it smelled like bleach.
It's true.
I guess in hotels, I don't like when they have carpet because I feel like carpet's never clean. Carpet's like the dirtiest thing.
I don't like carpet either. No.
And like this day and age, you'd rather have tile or hardwood or vinyl, some kind of flooring. There better not be carpet in the room.
Yeah, I feel like there's almost always carpet.
There shouldn't. I don't like it. I try to find ones that don't have.
I stayed in a hotel last night that had wood floors, which was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Usually not.
You go to Florida, a lot of times when you're by the beach, they don't have carpet because it's just
tile.
With like the nice tile, which
most other places, chains have carpet. So
some of them are going away from it though.
Yeah.
Good. Hopefully they all do.
No, like Holiday Inns don't have carpet anymore. Most of them, that chain.
There's probably many that have it. I mean, that's an old chain. So if you get a new one, I agree, it's nice. But
the newer, like the Holiday Inn Expresses, usually no
better. Yeah, they're better. You can catch a bad Holiday Inn. It's no picnic. So, all right. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? We'll start with Von Nieters this time. What has he got there?
Well, we're talking about favorite distilleries to visit, so I have a bottle of MB Rollin'. That's a Kentucky straight malt whiskey.
Okay, solid.
Wow.
Initially, I thought you were pulling up investment whiskey, talking about your favorite distillery to visit. Are you going to Steinkamp's house? What's his distillery? Okay. That was solid cork pop. He's got the lead. Lenny, you're next.
I've got a bottle of Wrigley Bridge small barrel bourbon.
Okay.
Actually just there a few hours ago.
Wow, explosive. Believe it or not, Evan still has the lead. Yikes. I'll go next. I got New Riff single malt. Yeah, it's true. It's actually a product. I didn't make this up. That's not AI there. That was pretty good. That was not bad. I think Von Nieters got it, but that was a solid effort. Better than I thought it was going to be. Let's say that. McNew, you're last but not least.
They never do anything, but I'm going to represent the whole with some hard truth, and it's a single barrel.
Okay. That was actually not bad. Not good enough, but not bad. So cheers to Von Nieters.
Cheers.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about some of our favorite distilleries to visit. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show. Danny, though, you are between Jim and Victory. What do you got?
I have an Indiana rye,
Sure, Danny.
tumbled ice.
Cumblebeiss. Yes, I love Cumblebeiss. I'm sure that's the name of the brand, Cumblebeiss. Sure.
Tumbled
Let's hear the-
ice.
Oh, Tumble Dice. Okay.
Yes.
Let's
Freddie Mills of Rouge.
Okay. Freddie Mills of Fruits.
So we're about to pop it.
No, that was all desk is what that was. All desk, no pop. Jim wins. So Jim, you got it there, man.
Hey.
Congrats, Jim.
Cheers, gang.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about some of our favorite distilleries to visit.
Yes, we are. What are some of your favorite distilleries to visit, folks?
Well, I'll start off by saying MB Roland at least, because that's what I popped my bottle. Stopped there on my way to Jack Daniels from St. Louis, and great people out there, and great products. Beautiful place. I highly suggest everybody goes there.
Yes. Yeah. Tell me you're a friend of the ABV network. They love us for some reason. And they always have. It's pretty cool.
Who doesn't like the ABV network?
There's a lot of just ignore us. I don't know that anybody just likes us, but yeah. There's places I reach out to, like Holiday. People ask, "Well, I don't have Holiday." I reach out to them. They could care less. They don't respond to me. Okay, fuck it. So until Holiday wants to play ball, I don't need them. They might need me. They might not, but they might. Yeah, they might. Yeah.
I am gonna go with Hard Truth. It's like an hour and a half away from me, but it's beautiful. It's set back in the woods. Like, it just feels like a whole day adventure. Like, there's so much you can do there. They now have tiki boats. They have 4-wheelers they can take you on, and it's just set in beautiful Brown County. Their whiskey's good now. They started making some of their own stuff. Like, it was great when they were blending it too. And the restaurant on site is like top tier to sit on the deck out there and like eat some of their pizza. Freaking fantastic.
And they do have limited places you can stay now, right? I think they use them for barrel.
They do. I think they put like little cabins and stuff back in the woods, which they should have done from the get-go. But
right, that place is cool. It is Disney-esque too. I'm not kidding you. You go there and it looks like their bar was built by the engineers at Disney. It's a cool place.
They have a little speakeasy. I don't think everybody. Steve, you and I got to see that.
We got to see it, but yeah.
Gets to see that, but
really, wow,
really cool place. And no, it is really Disney-esque. Like, you could spend at least 3 days there doing like different adventures that they offer. Like, you could do like a tiki boat day, a 4-wheeler day. There's something else they do that you could do. Like, it's a fun place.
Right.
This sounds like a great ABV network trip.
Yeah.
We do it right before the pandemic with people down. It was super fun. We could do it again.
That's true.
They like.
That's one of our last big adventures with the legend. You know, he was on that trip, and that was a fun one. I mean, I'm going to throw in a plug for Lenny. I don't think he'll get to say it. I know I'm the only one that's been there, besides Lenny, of course. But it's a great place to go. If you were in Colorado, it'd be a crime not to go to Lenny's place. It's a cool setup. Great cocktails. Nice little courtyard where, play music or just hang out, talk to your fellow bourbon fans, and of course the food truck there. So they got food there. So it's a cool setup for sure. And it's a neat little picturesque town. So it's kind of small town America-ish. I like what Lenny's got going on there. So it's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm not naming my own place as a place I like to visit, although I do like to visit it.
Sure.
But I would say what I've tried to do, and it's what I like when I visit other places, is, we all know what like a whiskey distillery bourbon visitor experience is like, but I think what's really cool is when you go to a distillery and, like McNew, what you said about hard truth, like that's when you kind of craft the visitor experience to, I don't know, whether it's the area or the people or the style of tourism. Like Kentucky certainly can craft their visitor experience to, we have bourbon enthusiasts who are coming to visit, and they know that. It's like a captive audience of people who couldn't want to hear anything other than what is everything about the bourbon that's made there. But when people come to Deerhammer, we're pulling people who just got off the river, who just got off the trail in their side-by-side, or, went mountain biking. So we have to provide this like quintessential mountain whiskey experience. And I think that's a really fun thing to do. So I look for that when I go to other places. I was just in Nova Scotia and went to Glenora Distillery up there. And the only bummer I would say is that, and I get this, they weren't currently in production because they have a very narrow production window. So this time of year is absolutely their tourist season, not unlike at Deerhammer. And they focus on that. And then as tourism phases out, they go back into production. But it was the most badass little distillery. They only make 200 barrels a year. And when I say little, they're not little. They can make a shit ton of whiskey there, although they only run pot stills. But it was like if you took a speck of Maker's Mark's property and put it in Nova Scotia. That's what it felt like. The grounds were gorgeous. There's a creek running right through. It was fucking awesome. And, great food, really cool whiskey. They make stuff in the, generally like in the tone of like a scotch. So they're doing like 15-year age stuff, 20-year age stuff. Pretty cool. So anyway, I think like the visitor experience that like lends to the region and the people coming to visit is a really neat thing to experience.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
What else we like, folks?
I do love Jim Beam, especially like with the new kitchen, the new visitor center. Jim Beam is really fun to visit now.
It is. Yeah. The kitchen is awesome too. Great meal you can get there. And, a lot of history, which of course Jack Daniels is also right up there. I mean, you talk about a history of American whiskey. It's right there. So the Jim and Jack, great places to go for sure. I'll throw one out, the unconventional one that I've been talking about a lot recently, but Old Louisville. So cool experience. A place that sources but has a home, and you can taste whiskey directly from the barrel, which is awesome. And awesome. They've got 20 different barrels. You can try different things. You kind of tell them what you like. If you like finished stuff, if you like just older age stuff, whatever it is, high proof.
Like, is it bottled already, or are they just tapping the barrel or thieving?
So they've got the barrels removed from. They have racks there of stuff aging, but then they have like 20 of them that are on the floor. Then if you're like me and I've got a shop, they'll even get into the racks too if you want to do some of that, and they will they'll just pop the bung and let you drink right from there. So taste directly from the barrel.
They let you do that, or they let anyone do that?
They do it. They don't let anyone do that. So you can't. So don't go buy a tasting ticket and then think, oh, I'll get to that. You have limited choices, but like I said, it's like 20. So then you get to choose. I don't know how many you get if you're on but they allow you to go in there and you can select what you want to taste. And if you like one, you're like, oh man, I really like that one. I want to get one bottle of that. And then there's this other one over here. I want 2 bottles of that. They'll bottle it up right for you right there. So you get your 3 bottles. Yeah. Yeah. Bottle it up, label it, take it home with you that day. So, yeah. And us as a barrel shop, we get to pick, we're not picking one bottle, but we're picking like, all right, I want 2 of that, 2 cases of that, 6 of that. I want 10 of that one and 4 of that one. And that's what we did. They'll give you the exact quantity that you want of anything in there.
I don't think I could get sick of the bottle your own experience. I'm
all about that.
It's
Yeah.
fun. I do a similar one on my way down, Steve. Southern Collective in Nashville. They also love us. Shane, their owner, does listen to us because he's like, I live 30 minutes away and it's perfect to listen to the Bourbon Daily on my way to work. And I was like,
there you go.
sorry.
Shout out to Shane. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Shane.
Nice.
But it's very similar. And they took us back and we got to taste multiple barrels. And if you like it, they will even let people bottle like one bottle or whatever, a case, whatever it is that you want, even as a normal person. So they have a really cool experience with that. And I think this is like the new way for like real whiskey enthusiasts, right? Like I could go to Maker's Mark or wherever. I don't care what your mash bill is. Like I know your history already. I want to go drink something neat and different and bottle it myself. I think this is a new experience for like real whiskey fans.
Yeah. Yeah, I do see it. Nashville Barrel Company is another one that allows you to do that.
Yeah.
And I do think there's more and more of that stuff happening now. I do think it's a trend. I'm not saying that allocated bourbon is dying because there's still as strong as demand for chasing that crap. We have one of our regulars, Josh Dale. I don't know if you listen or not. I was excited because he tracked down his first ever Blanton's. Well, congratulations. You overpaid for a 93 proof, pretty usual offering. It's just not my thing. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't know. But I've had Blanton's, and I would buy Blanton's again if it was for retail price. But I wouldn't pop it. I would use it for trading to a friend or give to as a gift.
Yeah,
People covet it so much.
There's something fun about being like, hey, I went to this really cool place. They let me taste 3 barrels. Me, nobody, got to go in there and taste 3 barrels and put it in a bottle by myself. Like that's the experience part is really fun.
Yeah, especially, I mean, obviously in the case of what you're talking about new, it's something that's not going to be on the shelf. But that's something that I was a little like slow to the game on is making sure there were like distillery only offerings in terms of single barrels or specialty finishes. I think that's a really cool thing.
Yeah, I do too. That's cool. What other ones do we like?
Our friend Demetrius Kane at Nobleton's here in Missouri.
Yeah. That place just keeps getting better and better too. He's getting an open cigar lounge, and he's got a club thing going. He's got food and he's got pizzas there, and it's just that place keeps getting better and better. And I would assume the way as popular as he is, it's only going to continue. So, yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, of course, our friend Royce Neely Family Distillery. Awesome place. Shout out to Woodhat too. Woodhat, if you're in St. Louis, that's a incredible place to go. And this time of the year, this is in the wheelhouse. Getting ready at harvest time, you got all that corn right behind there. You definitely want to get out the Woodhat, see what's going on. Hopefully, you're there when you can catch Gary. If not, talk to Ryan. Ask for Ryan. He doesn't like to talk to people, which is great. That's why you want to talk to him. The most interesting people in the world are the ones that don't want to talk to you. And Ryan's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that knows about everything. So so check it out. Go to Woodhat. Gary probably won't be there. He's always got a million things going on, but Ryan's probably there working. Track him down. Pick his brain. Go on.
They do kind of like corn maze in the fall or something, because I think that would be super fun. Like make a maze and like have stops like where I get new whiskey. Like I'm never getting out of it. I won't get out of it, but like I want that.
You want that.
Last year, corn maze where I have different stops.
The corn maze, okay.
Yeah.
No.
Different corns, different whiskeys.
Yeah, people would pay for it. It'd be fun. Right. We can go there in a day. It doesn't have to be during the night.
I'll tell you what. Here's what they've got, and I think for McNew this is good enough. McNew likes the traditional corn maze where it's some sort of design. If you had a drone, you could go up and see it overhead. It looks pretty cool. But for McNew, they don't have that. But what they do have is different plots where they have. So it might be, I don't know, 100 by 200 piece of ground where they do orange flint, and then there's a gap, and then there's another one. So it's like this roads along there. For McNew, that'd be a corn maze because she's drunk anyway when she arrives.
Anyway,
rolling around and be like, this is great, a corn maze. It's a tough one. I'm getting lost. It's like, well, it's pretty basic. It's like a street layout, but McNew's totally lost. Well, I'd put a couple traffic cones out there. She'd be all excited.
She'd be stuck there for hours.
This is the best corn maze ever.
you just throw him like a couple like rows back. I'm like, I see one. Let's go get it.
Right.
Taking forever.
Yeah. Of course, our friend at Stumpy's there. Great guy. So he's got a great tour experience too, and it's only going to get better. This fall he's going to be opening up a new facility.
I can't wait to see their new place. And I know Laura's been very hands-on, so it's going to be like so elegant and classy and pretty. Like,
right.
I can't wait to see what that looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be demure and whatever the hell the other thing is.
Demure. Michael.
So yes, that's going to be awesome. So yeah, that'll be fun. You know, we got a lot of cool friends. I mean, Leopold Brothers. If you ever get a chance to get out to Leopold Brothers, that's a cool place, right, Lenny?
Yeah, super cool. And I'm amazed that, well, I mean, sometimes they'll like kind of trickle out little bits and pieces of projects they're working on, but I find it amazing how tight-lipped they stay. And then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, it's
right.
Nowhere they'll have.
Todd Leopold he's a treasure when it comes to distilling in the United States.
Yeah.
And underrated. Underappreciated too. I think even for bourbon fans, he doesn't get enough love. I think that the stuff that he does, amazing. And when you start ranking them, now Jimmy Russell's always going to get the pass to be number one. So the best you can rank is number two. And Todd Leopold's probably in that number two spot. Really.
I don't know why, other than that, like they're not maybe participating in the throw a bazillion marketing dollars at it kind of game.
Right. Yeah. Why is he not just beloved and everywhere? Why is he not like the rock star that? Yeah.
A lot of bourbon enthusiasts are assholes.
That's true. And his stuff. I will say this. His stuff doesn't taste like the Buffalo Trace, the Beams, the Heaven Hills, the Maker's Marks of the world. Yeah. It doesn't taste like that.
Differentiation.
So the fanboys, they don't even know what to do with it. Even though they would have to admit they love it, which they won't. They'll be like, this doesn't taste right. It tastes off. But if they just sat there and drank it on its own merit, they would be like, this is the best whiskey I've ever drank. But they won't do that because what they want to do is instantly compare it to everything else that they're getting from Kentucky. And it's not right. That's what I think is the disconnect.
Risk of going on a tangent about that, though, like I think part of that is that people, I don't know whether it's because they're newer to it or they just like fell into a certain profile, but when there is a flavor profile from heritage brands that's awesome, and then craft brands that are coming from those heritage brands that just spread the market with the same awesomeness, that's all they want. They're like, Dad, this is what it should taste like. And if it doesn't taste like that, there's something wrong. That's off and it doesn't taste right.
Right.
Unfortunate. You know, I had a guy at a shop in, where was I? I think I was in Missouri. And I was pouring Deer Hammer bourbon for him. He goes, I'm from Kentucky. And I obviously didn't say anything about that. And he takes a sip and goes, oh, man, you got a lot to learn. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, you're comparing a hamburger to a chicken sandwich. And he just started laughing. He's like, you're right. I was like, it doesn't, it's not wrong if it doesn't taste exactly like what you're used to. It's okay to taste different.
Right.
And in the case of what Leopold Brothers puts out, fuck, it's so good. Appreciate it for its merit and its differences and celebrate that. I wish, to your point, I wish they did. You know, I think they do get a lot of celebration. People love their shit, but more people should.
I think it is a loyal group, but I'm telling you, like in the St. Louis market, you know, and you're at least in his home state there. You're where he's based out of. Yeah. So certainly there's got to be an appreciation because they can go see it and all that. Here in St. Louis, where they're not getting the opportunity to go out and see Leopold and not meeting Todd, and you know, his market visits here are few and far between. I don't know if he's ever been to this market. I know that he's done some Zoom stuff with some liquor stores and stuff here, but. There's just not an appreciation. I see him getting like his 3-chamber stuff and then have to mark it down. And it always amazes me when these liquor stores are selling it for cheaper than I could buy it because they just got to unload it. They can't get rid of it. They don't know what the hell to do with it.
If Buffalo Trace was the first to put in a 3-chamber still and they put to market the exact same product that Todd brought to market, people would be stampeding each other for
Correct. It. That $200 bottle of Leopold Brothers, that would be instantly 5,000 the next day when Buffalo Trace released that. Same, like you said, tastes exactly the same, nothing different. Yeah, and people would lose their minds. But he's not Buffalo Trace. He's Todd Leopold, and they don't know what to do with him.
I think part of his charm, though, is he doesn't give a shit. Like he knows good shit. And he says, I'm going to make what I want. It is what it is. And the people who know. And I kind of love that about him, where he's not doing big dinners.
He's got that like flippant fuck you attitude, like, which is great without being fuck you at all. He's like,
because he's so nice. He's like the nice.
Right. He's like, I think he even said this in I don't know if he said it in Colorado whiskey or was in between, or maybe it was recorded and hit the floor. I don't know, but I know that he said for a fact, people try his whiskey and they don't like it, and he's like, I just apologized to him. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, we haven't been able to teach you about the whiskeys of the world, and
I'm sorry you don't like good whiskey.
It's basically what he's saying, which is an awesome way to put it. Yeah.
I love that attitude, because he's like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to send it out there. Like it or don't. You don't give a fuck.
That is legitimate craft whiskey.
Right.
That's what it's about. I mean,
yeah. And I tell you what, we can't keep anything Leopold in stock. We've gotten Leopold probably 6 different shipments of things through the years, and it's never lasted more than an hour on the shelf. Anytime we've gotten anything, it just goes. Yeah.
So I got that 8-year from you, and we took it to one of our neighborhood game nights. And I had 3/4 of a bottle left. It was gone. And they were like, this is the best whiskey we've ever had. And I'm like, it's from Colorado. And it blew people's minds.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, it's from Colorado. It's Todd Leopold. They do great shit. They're like, what? No. I'm like,
right.
Get it.
Everybody, we opened a bottle. We had it, tasted out just so people can at the shop for a while. But then there was one guy, because there's got to be one guy, right? There's always one guy. And he's like, it's just all right. And I tell you what, I wanted to get in a fist fight with the guy. Because he's telling me how much he loves whiskey and he collects all this shit, and he was a big bourbon guy type, And then he tastes that and he's like, that's just all right. To me, I just want to be like, fuck you, you're in the wrong hobby. Then get out, man. If this whiskey isn't good for you, then you don't like whiskey.
You got to start fucking with people more and pour 2 whiskeys and pour something I don't know, Little Book in, and say, this is from Colorado. It's from a little craft distillery. And then pour Leopold Brothers and be like, I'm not going to tell you who this is from, but it's from Kentucky and it's really hard to get. And just see what they say.
Right.
We know what they're going to say.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You got to fuck with them.
Yeah. This is true.
You got to pry their eyes open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I do appreciate the ones that are open to changing, though. They come in and be like, whether it's I don't like rye or I don't like craft or whatever it is, and then they taste it and they admit it. They're like, this is good.
Yeah.
Those people I like. That's
I think
my people.
Being open-minded is part of the fun part, to be like, hey, I generally like this, but I didn't know about this and this was great. You gotta learn new things.
Yeah. I love our store in that it's changed so many people. I mean, you look at our customer base, they were all the type that would hit every store in the market, just shopping, getting different things and hopping all around. And for the most part, I know almost all of them still go to other places from time to time, but for the most part, most of them are coming to our place and getting our stuff. This is what they like now. This is where they're at. Yeah. Because they know that we're out there finding the best whiskey in the world. And that's what we do.
It's pretty cool to kind of riff on what you're saying. People can come in and say, what should I get?
Right.
That's whether it's at, your shop's obviously unique to others, but you could arguably do that in a good bottle shop. It's just not a single barrel. Right. But even that's kind of the fun experience when you go to a good whiskey bar too and say, what do I need a glass of?
Yeah.
I did that the other night and the guy said Basil Hayden. I was like, well, probably not that one. Even though it's not whiskey. I mean, that was just
right. Yeah, all that kind of stuff is only going to be as good as your staff, and I feel like we're in a good place, but I don't know who else we could add. I mean, if they're like, we got to find a third person to add to the mix, which we probably could use a third person. I don't know that we have anybody waiting in the wings. There's nobody like, this person would be ready to go if we were ready to. So yeah, you gotta have somebody who knows their shit too. That's behind the bar. Whether it's the bartender at the bar that like you talked about, Lenny, or it's somebody in our position where we know our whiskeys and we know too, if someone says, well, every day I like, Jack Daniels, what would I like here? Or I like Maker's Mark, or I like wheated bourbon. What can you point me in the direction of? Or I like a sweet flavor profile. Well, we know what to tell them. So,
right.
And bringing it back to the subject matter of what we were discussing in terms of distilleries to visit, what I try to do, and I like when I'm easy. If I go into a distillery, I'm like, pour me everything you have. I will enjoy it for what it's worth, whether I love it or not. I'm stoked to try it all. But a lot of people go in, they're like, I'm a little gun shy on bourbon, or I usually drink Pendleton or something, whatever. It's fun to take that, and I like when places, any distillery, I mean, I try to do this, but kind of warm them up to it and be like, okay, that's not what you're about to try, but let me try to coach you into trying it anyway. And
Yeah.
that's a kind of general thing, but
I like places that have flights where they're like, this is what we have. You can get a flight board. Perfect. Because I do want to try everything. I don't know that I'll like it, but like, I at least want to give it a chance. Like, I think more places to be like flight positive. I want flights with everything all the time.
Well-priced flights too. I think that's important. I don't want to pay $30 for a flight. Come on.
No, I'm happy about like 12 or 15, but that's whatever.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's a look at some of our favorite distilleries, why we like them, and so much more. So, yes, definitely get out there and experience them. That's the key. Get out there. That's what you want to do. Whether it's going to Kentucky or, going to your local distillery or, searching out to certain, maybe to travel and go to a place like Colorado and be like, I'm going to hit X amount of distilleries. That's a great way to do it, too. So, a lot of good ones out there. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Von Nieters, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Von Nieters.
All right, Lenny.
You can find me and the rest of Deerhammer on social media at Deerhammer, on the webs at deerhammer.com, and you can come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
All right, McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's going to be abvnetwork.com. Check that one out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see me. The ABV Barrel Shop. We'll walk you through. We'll help you find out what's right for you. Of course, we're going to let you taste it, too. So if you have an open mind, you can decide if you like it for yourself. And if you do, you can buy a bottle. If you don't, reject it and find something else you like. So check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theABVNetwork.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.